The hit sequel to the hit movie that wants to hit you in the face for thinking it'd be just a cut and paste sequel. It's not! Lethal Weapon 2. It is a sequel that doesn't feel like a sequel, but in fact is a sequel. The plot: Roger Murtaugh, played yet again by Danny Glover, and Merton Riggs, played yet again by Mel Gibson, have been assigned a new task: to have Leo Getz, played by Joe Pesci, under the protection from a money laundering scandal gone wrong. Murtaugh and Riggs go to investigate the drug cartel Leo has been getzing his money from, and a few events unfold. Now we have our action crime comedy that is amazing. This movie gets right into the action with a car chase. From there, the wit, charm, and charisma of the first film are all present, and it's all overly enjoyable. Shane Black, writer of Lethal Weapon 1, does an amazing job with the story and characters yet again. However, this time, Jeffrey Bohm took over the screenplay duties. He does an excellent job telling a story that is as heart-filled as it is quickly witty. From a story standpoint, this is more of Riggs' story. He deals with more inner demons and kicks some serious ass. That doesn't mean that Murtaugh doesn't have any time to shine. I loved that his wife's new car kept on getting destroyed. There's a great scene with Murtaugh sitting on a toilet with a bomb underneath it, and him. Let's just say it doesn't end well for his wife's car. I thought Joe Pesci would annoy the crap out of me. Not because he's a bad actor, far from it. There was just such good chemistry and camaraderie with Riggs and Murtaugh that Pesci felt like an outsider. The writers took note of that aspect, though, and made it into a running gag. Derek O'Connor plays the main henchman. He looks a lot like David Warner from The Omen and Waxwork, and I thought it was him at first. He isn't shy about working with Richard Donner because he did in the past with The Omen. O'Connor has a connection with one of the main characters, and once he revealed himself, I was like, "You fucking piece of shit!" That's how into the movie I was. With a $28 million budget, which is about to double the first, there was a lot more they were able to do. The camera work is solid. With some minor adjustments, the movie could pass for a film made today. There was that famous line, "I'm too old for this shit," that Murtaugh always said in the first movie. It is said like once or twice here, and I actually found that appropriate. Sure, he still wants to retire, but Riggs makes him feel more adventurous and bold than he ever was before. Therefore, the line would be a bit meaningless. Lethal Weapon 2 just works on so many levels. The acting is superb, the action is intense, and the drama isn't shoved down our throats, but rather is told when it's appropriate. The effects, the bullet hits look good. There are some violent fights/punches, but if you're going into these movies expecting a bloodbath, then you will be a bit disappointed. All the explosions are great. Practical, of course. That's why they're awesome. One thing that isn't just an effect, but is also very effective, is the scene where Pesci is being beaten up for his treason. It is actually kind of hard to watch. The musical score, it's a bit more upbeat than the first, and it still works. The jazz cue is here, and I actually think it works better here than on the first. It isn't cheesy, nor is it overdone. I hate to say it because I love the first one so much, but this one is actually better than the first in my opinion. For one, it isn't such a dramatic movie that it makes that aspect a huge part of the plot. It doesn't necessarily tone the drama down either, but it flows much more naturally. Like the scene where Miss Murtaugh finds a gold pen, and it reminds Riggs of his wife in a very subtle way. And he talks about it so casually, it does make you tear up a bit. At least it's made me tear up. I'm a wimp. It's one hell of a great movie, and it, along with the first, is easily one of the greatest action crime buddy cop movies of the 80s. Overall, I give Lethal Weapon 2 a solid 5 out of 5. Lion Brian Gatto, host of Horror Show Entertainment. Make sure to like my Facebook page in the description below, leave comments, and subscribe.